So here are a few simple tweaks for your iOS-based systems that will allow you to reduce blue light exposure and hopefully improve the quality of your sleep. They have equivalent programs for both Android and Windows platforms, but I'm just going to go over the iOS versions today. So open up your settings, and initially you're going to want to go to Display and Brightness. And you're going to see a Night Shift tab. Click on that, and you want to enable Night Shift in scheduled mode. Now there's two choices here. One which you can do manually and determine what time it comes on and goes off, or you can choose sunset to sunrise. And I like the GPS option a little bit more for the sunset to sunrise because in this case it will actually sync up the night shift with where you are in the world geographically. So for example, depending upon the season, night shift will enable light earlier or later. In summer, when you're exposed to higher intensity light for longer, then it will enable closer to 8 or 9 p.m. Whereas in winter, when you're exposed to higher intensity light for shorter periods of time and the sun sets earlier, it may not turn on until 5 or 6 at night. So choose whichever one you would prefer. If you're traveling more, you may like the sunset to sunrise, as your GPS location will update automatically, and you don't have to worry about the differences in daily light exposure or seasonal changes. Now when you go back, you'll see the slider for more warm or less warm. If you toggle that to the left or to the right, you'll see that you actually get changes on your screen. All the way to the left, it's more blue. If you go all the way to the right, it'll be more orange. Now, given that night shift is fairly subtle, I typically will set it all the way to the right and then apply these other tweaks that I'm going to go through in the rest of the video. And you may not see this reflected in the recording itself, the changes in the screen color as you draw this slider, but when you do it on your own screen, you'll definitely notice the changes. The way Apple has this recording software set up, you can only see the neutral colors standard to iPhones and iPads on playback. So that's why you're not seeing any sort of changes when I move the slider. So once you've enabled night shift, then you're going to go into General and Accessibility and Display Accommodations. Find your color filters, and you want to actually toggle those on and choose Color Tint. Once you've done that, you're going to see a drastic change in your screen color, provided that the sliders are all the way up. If they're not, and they're set here on the left, you're not going to see a difference. However, if you simply drag your intensity all the way to the right, you'll see that your screen color will likely go all the way red or orange. If you pull that hue across, you'll see that it changes to green, to blue, to purple, to then brown on the other side. So ideally you want your hue all the way up, or excuse me, you want your intensity all the way up, and you want your hue either all the way to the right or all the way to the left. Either side will give you a orange or reddish color, which is what we're looking for. Now you're probably thinking, I don't want my screen red all the time. Exactly. It'd be very tough to work on this throughout the day. So you need to set a shortcut, in which case you're going to come down to your accessibility shortcut all the way at the bottom of the menu, and here you want to select color filters. Now what the accessibility shortcut allows is anytime you triple click your home button, it will allow you to toggle on and off the shortcut that has been selected, in this case the color filters. So again, you won't be able to see it, but if you try it on your device, triple click your home button, it will toggle off those color filters. If you want them back on, you triple click it again. So at night, once the sun is set, if you're using this to work on schoolwork or a business project, whatever it is, triple click your home button and it will simply eliminate all blue light along with night shift. If you want to take it even one step further, you can go back to your display accommodations and there's a white point or reduction of white point feature. You can turn that on, and if you have your color filters enabled as well as this and you drag this all the way to the right, you'll see that your screen gets almost black. So you may not want it that far to the right, but if you put it someplace in the middle, you'll see that you have that very orange hue, but a very, very dim screen as well, which is ideally what you're looking for, especially at night to reduce blue light. So if you don't like that, it's not a big deal, but just make sure you have your color filters enabled as well as your night shift, and both of those are going to make a drastic difference in terms of reducing blue light and enhancing the quality and quantity of your sleep.